Hello, I'm Caroline and I own and run Gorgeous Yarns, a natural dye company based in Cornwall in the UK. I've previously shown you how to scour and then mordant your yarn. Today I'm going to show you how to prepare a traditional dye bath, and we're going to use rhubarb root. This is Chinese rhubarb root. And it gives a lovely yellowy mustard colour. And I'm going to use 75 grams per 100 grams of yarn. Okay, I've got to prepare the dye bath first, and then once the dye bath is prepared and I've strained it, then I'll be dyeing the yarn, and that's a video for next time. This is just about preparing the dye bath. I'm anticipating dyeing 400 grams of yarn in the dye bath, so that means I need 300 grams of rhubarb root today. So I'll just weigh it out. 300 grams is going to give me the right depth of colour. I can use more than that, up to a point, and you get a darker, almost khaki, greeny mustard yellow, but I want a clear yellow. So that's 300 grams, and then I'm literally going to put it in the pot and let it soak for a little while. I always use marked spoons. I have found in the past, if I've used a spoon that previously I used, say, purple for, and then I use it when I'm mordanting, some of the purple transfers a little bit, so I use the right coloured spoon. Just let it swish around a bit, and it's a bit like making a big pot of tea, really. That's warm water in there. I'll just leave that to soak while I tell you a bit more about my plans for the next few videos. Once I've made the dye bath, I'm going to then dye 4 skeins of yarn with the rhubarb root. Those 4 skeins will then be modified with different modifiers, namely iron solution, copper solution, acid solution and alkali solution, and you will see the subtle colour changes that those solutions will give from the base yellow colour. Once I've dyed the yarn, there is still colour potential left in the dye bath. So with another 4 skeins of yarn, I'm going to do what's called exhaust dyeing. And that means that I'm going to exhaust all of the colour out of the dye bath by using it over and over and over again until it gives no more colour. And in that way, I should get a series of dyed skeins of yarn that gradually get paler and paler, and you can use those to create a lovely ombre effect with your knitting or your crocheting. So that's my plans for the next few weeks. I'm still using the Blueface Leicester yarn from Cold Harbour Mill, and it's proving to be an absolutely beautiful yarn. So I'm pleased to be using that and keen to see the results. So that's it for today, and I'll catch up with you next week.